Welcome students. After studying the intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor, it is important to understand the conduction of the current in the material. And there are two distinctly different mechanisms for the movement of charge carriers in the semiconductors, and these are drift and diffusion. In this video, you will study about the drift current along with the drift velocity, current density, conductivity and resistivity of the semiconductor. I will show you how to solve a numerical problem based on this topic. After this, I will tell you the important concepts and frequently asked questions from the topic. So please watch the video completely and thoroughly, and do not forget to subscribe the channel for more contents. So let's start with the topic. To understand the concept of the drift current, let's say this single crystal silicon bar. And if I am saying that this is a single crystal silicon bar, so can you tell me whether it is an extrinsic or intrinsic semiconductor? It is intrinsic semiconductor. And in this silicon bar, if there is an electrical field, this E is denoting the electrical field, then what will happen to the charge carriers? These are the holes and these are the electrons. So in effect of this electrical field, the charge carrier will move from their initial position. And how? The holes will move in the direction of the electrical field and electrons will move in opposite direction to the electrical field. So these are the electrons and these are the holes. So you can see, in effect of the electrical field, the charge carriers will move. And this movement of the charge carrier can cause the current to conduct in this silicon bar. And this current is called drift current. And these charge carriers acquire a velocity which is called drift velocity. And this drift velocity is proportional to the electrical field. And the value is given by, for the holes it is mu p e, and for electrons it is negative mu n e. Why negative? Because electrons are moving in opposite direction of the electrical field. And these mu p and mu n are the mobilities of the charge carriers. Now let's derive the drift current. Students, as you have seen, that drift current is due to the movement of charge carriers, holes and electrons. So the current contribution by the holes is given by Ip is equals to the total charge flowing in unit volume per unit second in the silicon bar. Here assume that A is the cross-sectional area of silicon bar. So it is cross-sectional area, unit is centimeter square. Okay, so and length of the silicon bar is L, it is in centimeter. So this Ip can be written as Q into AL, and total hole concentration is P upon T, or it can also be written as QAP L upon T, and this L upon T is the drift velocity of the holes. So Vp drift. So the drift current due to the holes movement is given by equation 3. And in the same way, students, you can derive the current contribution by the electrons movement, and it is given by the equation 4. After the drift current, the next is current density. So it is defined as the current per unit cross-sectional area, and denoted for the holes it is Jp and equals to Ip upon A. So simply it is Qp Vp drift for the holes, and this Vp drift is Qp mu p E. We have already seen that drift velocity is proportional to the electrical field, So the current density due to holes is given by equation 5, and for the electrons it is given by the equation 6, and the total current density in the silicon bar is given by the equation 7. So what you can conclude from the equation 7? That current density is proportional to the concentration of the carriers P and N, and the mobility of the carriers also proportional to the electrical field. So now next is the conductivity and resistivity of the semiconductor. So using equation 7, now let's find out the conductivity. So the conductivity is simple sigma E, where the sigma E is Qp mu p plus N mu n, and the resistivity can be written as E upon rho. So rho is nothing but inversely proportional of the conductivity. So finally the conductivity is given by equation 8, and it is directly proportional to the concentration of carriers and the mobility. Here students, you should note the point that for p type semiconductor what will happen? The p is very greater than n, then the sigma is given by Qp mu p, and similarly for the n type of the semiconductor, sigma n is given by Qn mu n, and this n is Nd in n type semiconductor, and this P is Na acceptor atom concentration, and this is donor atom concentration. So the resistivity of the semiconductor is given by the equation 9. Now let's solve a numerical based on these topics. So find the resistivity. The first case is for intrinsic silicon and second is for p-type silicon. Assume that for doped silicon, electron and holes mobilities are this and this. Students, here you should note the point that for the doped semiconductor, the mobility of the charge carriers will reduce. And can you give me the answer why? Now let's solve the problem. For the intrinsic semiconductor, I will use the standard values of the intrinsic carrier concentration. Ni is approximately 1.5 10 to power 10 per centimeter cube. So our resistivity formula is 1 upon Q P mu P plus N mu N. And for intrinsic semiconductor, the concentration of holes is equals to concentration of electrons, and it is intrinsic carrier concentration. So I can write it as Q Ni mu P plus mu N using the standard values of the mobilities. So this is 1 upon Q is 1.6 10 to power minus 19 and multiplied by Ni is 1.5 10 to power 10, and the mu P is 480 centimeter square per volt second plus 1350 for the electrons centimeter square volt second per volt second. So solving this, the answer is 2.28 cross 10 power 5 ohm centimeter. So this is the resistivity. Now for the second case, acceptor atom concentration is given. So in p-type material, the electron concentration is given by Ni square upon Na. So just using this formula, the rest part is same. I will use the conventions, the concentration of the acceptor atoms multiplied by the mobilities of the carriers, and then Ni square upon Na, which is the concentration of the electrons and the mobility of the electron in doped semiconductor. Put the values and find out what will be the result. You can write in the comment section. Now let's recall all the important facts of the topic. First one is the drift velocity is the velocity acquired by the charge carriers in effect of the electrical field, and it is proportional to the electrical field, and this proportionality is the mobility of the charge carrier. While the mobility of the carrier is defined as the age of the movement of the carrier in the semiconductor, and it is proportional to the scattering time. This tau is scattering time and m is the mass of the charge carrier. And the next is the drift current. Drift current is defined as the current which is flowing in effect of the electrical field due to the movements of the charge carriers, and it is proportional to the concentration of the carriers. It is n, and the drift velocity of the carriers and the cross sectional area of the semiconductor bar. And the next is the current density. So current density of the semiconductor is proportional to the carrier concentration and its mobility and also the electrical field. And from here you can note that this is the sigma, the conductivity given by this one. And also here you can note the point that for p type of the semiconductor it is approximately given by QNA mu p, and for n type of the material it is approximately QND mu n, and the resistivity is the inversely proportional of conductivity. So you can write it as rho is equals to E upon J, and this one is very important. Now let's see the frequently asked questions from the topic. The first one is, what will be the effect of an electrical field in a p-type semiconductor bar? So you have to do all the analysis considering that the semiconductor bar is p-type, where holes are the dominant majority carrier. The next is, which law can be written as J is equals to E upon rho? And the last one is, in a 10 micrometer long bar of donor doped silicon, what donor concentration is needed to realize a current density of 1 milliampere per micrometer square in response to an applied voltage of 1 volt? The first information is the length of the silicon bar, and it is doped with donor impurity atoms. So it is n-type silicon semiconductor. And next is the current density. So this is Jn, 1 milliampere per micrometer square, and this is the voltage. After converting into the proper unit, you need to use this formula. J is equals to QND mu n E, and E is given by voltage upon the length of the silicon bar. So using this you can find out the donor concentration. I hope you liked the video, so please subscribe the channel for more contents and share it. If you have any queries regarding analog electronic circuit, digital electronics, embedded systems, microprocessors 8085, 8086 and microcontroller 8051, VLSI design and VLSI EDA tools, you can write me in the comment section or you can mail me. My mail ID is given in the description of the video. Thank you so much and have a nice day.